DZAN. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to episode 18 of the Dirty and DZAN podcast. Today is Wednesday, August 4th, but for you, Friday, August 6th. What the hell is going on, Dirty? Where's it at? What are you doing?
Fuck you.
It's tradition. Thank you. There we go. What is going on, people?
I had to fight it.
Welcome. What's going on? I sound like shit. Let's just start off with that.
Because
I am just getting over a viral infection.
I think you sound sexy as fuck, but
I do not have the Delta. Trust me. I got rapid tested, ladies and gentlemen. I am good. But just getting over some shit. How are you doing this week, Dirty?
good. Wife is doing a little better. I'll be sure to let her know that you never asked about that.
Good to hear.
But
fuck me.
Fook me, no fook you. She's doing a lot better. She's far from out of the woods at this point, but better for sure. So yeah. I'm very happy about that. And it's been absolutely insane, the weather down here in southern Florida the past couple of days. It's absolutely insane. I've got some video I took last night, and the trees were bent in half. It was
shit
nuts, man. It was only for like 20 minutes, but it was fucking scary, man. Because we got a lanai with a on the back, and it's got a metal roof.
Yeah.
And I've listened. This house has been here, I don't know, 40 years probably, and it hasn't gone anywhere yet. But I was concerned that it was.
Yeah. Fucking A.
I ran in the house real quick.
Just to double check.
Yeah. So anyway, good week. We've got big time pay-per-view coming up this week in the UFC. We have 2 days. We have the Hall of Fame game. Oh, I take that back. Tomorrow, No, actually, I take that
God
back.
Damn it, Dirty.
2 days ago.
On Thursday.
Yeah.
On Thursday the 5th.
The Steelers beat the Cowboys 6-3. Or 5-3. But no, sorry about that, guys. I don't know if you heard that or not. But it's the first preseason NFL game of the year. We got some downtime in hockey, but even with downtime, there's stories that are happening, and we'll talk about one of those. And there's just a lot going on in the world of sports. DZAN's ignoring us. I know that's rude, everybody.
I just went to check my knob to make sure I'm not too hot.
You're checking your knob in the middle of a podcast?
No.
Really?
The input, the volume input. Let me clarify, ladies and gentlemen. My hands are right here.
He had to
I'm gonna keep my hands
during the podcast.
I'm gonna keep my hands right here for the rest of the podcast.
Listen, we've got 250 plus subscribers, right? Not 250,000. I'm not worried about it.
Look, I think you got some NHL news to talk about before we dip into MMA.
Okay,
hit us with it, sir.
Right in, yeah. So Evander Kane, phenomenal hockey player. If you play DraftKings, you got to know who Evander Kane is because he's always there in the top. And unfortunately, his wife and he are apparently splitting up. They're parting ways. And she made some accusations, and it's not a good look. But I think, most importantly, before we slam him, let's wait till the facts come out.
Yeah.
Okay. But it's not a good look because what she's claiming is that he, bet on games. And there's nothing wrong with that, in my opinion. But she took it a step further and said he bet on his own team, and he bet on his own team to lose. That's not a good look.
That's big.
That's not okay.
Yeah, it's a little bigger.
Now, we're talking about potentially a scorned woman.
Right.
We don't know. she could be telling the truth, and I'm not gonna piss on her right now until we find out.
Right.
I hope she's full of shit, because I'm a big fan of Evander Kane. I love his game. He can score. He's extremely physical. He can skate. He's got phenomenal hands. He's a complete hockey player.
Yeah.
And I just don't want it to be true.
Yeah.
But nevertheless, and by the way, he was named after Evander Holyfield, believe it or not.
Oh, okay.
Where he got his name. So he's, and if you guys don't know, he's one of the few black hockey players in the NHL.
In the league.
So,
yeah.
But he's also legit one of the best. So I hope we find out after everybody pulls back the veils, and the NHL is certainly investigating it full bore, apparently. So we'll see.
Yep. All right, man. Let's get into some MMA. You know, we have the UFC 267 coming up this weekend. I want to start with some sad news, which I'm sure you know, some sad fight news this week. Artem Lobov announces retirement from combat sports. The GOAT is gone. The GOAT is gone.
I never got over this as soon as I heard the news. And I'm still in mourning.
Yeah, me too, man. I can't sleep. Food tastes different.
Yes. It does. I started doing heroin from this.
Yeah, it's affecting a lot of people.
That's not funny.
Look, the real sad news is Amanda Nunes had to pull out because she got COVID.
Yeah.
I really wish her and her baby got COVID too, and then Nina. So I just hope that they all get well soon, and they're getting this fight rescheduled. Especially the baby. You know,
the cutest baby.
Oh my God, isn't she? Adorable. Isn't she? Oh my God, I love it. I love it. She's got two badass mamas.
Yes, she does.
Yeah, so
one
sad.
Badass and a pretty bad.
Pretty average.
Yeah.
8 and 8 or 8 and 9.
Yeah, she's the Artem Lobov of female fighters.
Speaking of Artem Lobov, that was a great segue.
Yeah.
All right, guys. Moving on. Nico Montano, the first UFC female flyweight champion, was just released this morning. She was supposed to fight last week. She was overweight by 7 pounds. She's only fought twice in the UFC. She's missed 8 fights. 6 of them her fault.
I didn't know
either weight or health issues, underlying health issues. But mainly weight concerns. And Dana said, you know what? It doesn't matter what weight class you put this girl at. She can't keep weight. It's just not working out. So she's gone. If you don't make weight, you don't fight. Okay.
Dana has been very, very clear and very, very consistent when it comes to weight.
Mm-hmm.
You can get away. Look at Connor, man.
Yeah.
I mean, you can get away
with quite a bit.
Because you know what? Every time he steps on the scale, it reads either 155 or 155.5.
Yep.
Every time.
Yep.
You get away with a lot more
when
you hit weight every time. When you miss weight one time, his eye is on you forever.
Forever. And he'll bring it up during any scrum about you and your fight. He'll bring it up.
Yeah. As long as
That's
she makes
Dana.
weight. As long as he makes weight.
Yeah. As long as we can get them there healthy, we'll see.
Yeah.
And they're definitely not planning out any fights for them because they can't make weight. So I get it. I understand. So I felt worse for her opponent, for all of her opponents that worked so hard too to get there. You know what I mean? And end up having fights fall out.
So I just took my glasses off. My wife asked me, why are you wearing your glasses on the podcast? And I said, it's different than when I'm doing Metal Biker Dude because first of all, the camera is over there on Metal Biker Dude. And this one is twice as close to me. Plus, I have the screen in front of me, and sometimes I have to read stuff. And she seems to think that I'm trying to look smart. So I removed my glasses today, so I look just as dumb as always.
And the reason why I don't wear mine is because of the nasty glare, and you can't see my fucking eyeballs. So I go blind for the podcast, ladies and gentlemen. I do it for you.
And 2 of us are doing it now because I am blind. Listen, I see if it's past 10 feet up to 1,000 feet, I see like an eagle. If it's within 3 feet of me, forget it. I'm blind. So that's what that is.
I have some official fight announcements. One is a rumor. Okay. Marvin Vettori versus Paulo Costa in October, 5 rounds.
Is it booked? Or is that the rumor?
That's a rumor.
Yeah.
That they're both signed on.
Several
that
times.
they're both signing it. Okay. But it's not official. But they're eyeing the fight night just after 268, I believe. So we'll see. That sounds like October 30th to me. So we'll see. The official fight announcements. Holy fuck! Did we get some great fight announcements this week?
Oh,
Dirty, do you know any of them, or am I okay?
No,
you already know.
I do.
All right.
But you go right ahead.
All right, I'll say one of them, and you say the next one.
Anyway.
No, I'll say one of them. I just said I'll say one of them. All right, but I'll say the best one. Michael Chandler versus motherfucking Justin Gaethje, scheduled for, hold on, UFC 268 in November, the same card as Usman Covington 2. Holy fuck. I'm excited. This is going to be the best pay-per-view of the year.
I can never pronounce the guy's name, but DZAN knows what channel I'm talking about. There's this guy, he does like these cartoon style animated videos.
Yeah, I can't pronounce his name either, but I know what you're talking about.
Fideliat.
That's pretty
like
damn
that.
close.
It's somewhere in there.
That's pretty fucking close.
And Mahajid, if you see this, I apologize. I didn't purposely butcher your name there. The problem is I don't have my glasses on, so I can't say his name right. But he did a video today, I believe it was, about that. And if you haven't watched it, if I can remember, I'll try to put a link to it.
I saw it this morning. It's really funny.
Yeah,
it's really good.
He's got some great videos, man.
Yeah. Some of them I think I'm all, fuck, did Dana really say that? Did he grab that? But no, he does some really good.
What he does
with the Stipe one, with that one with the Stipe.
OH.
Yeah. Yes.
What he does though is he's got sound bites that he uses.
Yeah.
He just creates these animations using real sound bites.
Right.
So he pieces them together. But here's the genius of his videos. Once something happens to a fighter, it stays with them permanently. So
for the rest,
example, Conor McGregor knocks out Cowboy Cerrone with shoulder strikes. So now in every single video, his shoulder's sticking way up in the air.
Yeah. And he's got a football right on his right leg.
He's got a football on his leg permanently now because of him leaving or driving around in the scooter
cart,
thing.
Right? Yeah.
So now he's always driving around in the scooter. So it just constantly builds. So if you don't know from the beginning, you're probably going to be lost.
Right, exactly. I was lost for a little bit, but once you start watching them, it's like, oh my God, the titanium shin bone. Now he's got a robot.
Dustin Poirier.
Oh yes,
he's always like
that. Yes, that's so fucking funny, man. Yeah, some of those are fucking hilarious.
Yeah, they really are. And some of them are duds, but most of them are really funny.
Really good. Yeah. All right. Well, give me one. Give me a fight announcement you heard.
Go ahead.
All right.
I've lost my train of thought here.
Cody Garbrandt makes his flyweight debut December 11th versus fucking Kai Kara France.
I'm a little surprised by this.
I am too. That's a dangerous man to have a debut in the flyweight division with. Or are you thinking something else?
I'm thinking something else.
Wow. Okay.
Is he running from something?
Oh, TJ. He asked for TJ. TJ said, "I already did that twice." So I don't know.
Well, listen. I just watched. I'm a Steelers fan. If you guys don't know, and so I was just watching the Pittsburgh Steelers YouTube channel, and they always show after practices Mike Tomlin doing his presser, and he made a comment that when the pads go on, all of these guys that have been talking all season long, or not season long, but off season long,
yeah,
about how they can't wait to get back in pads and start hitting, and all of a sudden they show up the first few days in training camp, no pads, and everybody's, their bravado's up and their chest is pumped out and their head's this fucking big, and all of a sudden they put the pants on, and then about 10% of the people just disappear.
That's
they're
it.
either
Once
on
they're
the injury report or they're just kind of phoning it in when they are out there. And I can personalize this by telling you this. I never played professional hockey, but I know people that have, and I played with some that have. And my last year of hockey and all subsequent years prior I've always had to wear a cage, right? It's a rule. You have to wear a cage. And from talking to coaches in the ECHL, especially, and I was close personal friends with the head coach of the Toledo Walleye. And he always told me, he said, listen, these guys have been playing with a cage their whole lives. And then all of a sudden they go to juniors or they go to the ECHL or they go to the AHL. And then as soon as they get on the ice, they realize they don't have a cage anymore. And they start playing like a turtle.
Right. A little more defensively now, right?
Heads are always in their shoulder pads and things like that. And it's about 10% of the players just drop off the face of the earth because they can't handle playing without a cage on.
Right.
This is a very, very, I know this is a long way around it, but this is a very similar situation. In the UFC, it's the same philosophy. A lot of these people, when they're not fighting, they don't have a fight booked with somebody. It's just this. And all of a sudden the fight gets booked and then shit gets real.
Right.
So I'm not saying Cody Garbrandt, of all people, especially, that he is soft in any way, shape, or form. But I will say that it's not uncommon for a fighter to talk all kinds of shit until all of a sudden that contract signed, they've got to fight, and they realize they might have bit off more than they could chew.
Right.
Maybe they weren't ready for it. That kind of thing.
Got you.
Know? So that I just wanted to play devil's avocado there and rebut that a little bit. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, we will definitely see, because the bantamweight division right now, it's fucking insane. The kind of talent, the movement, there's a lot of shit popping off. So it could also be Cody trying to make a run at that belt to bait TJ into that third fight that way of, hey, you lost getting the 125 belt that one time. How about trying to get it now, bitch? I don't know. We'll see.
Maybe.
Islam Makhachev.
Ooh. I
want to get your thoughts on this, because we said we want to see him face a top 5 opponent.
I want to see him face.
He's
Khabib.
Number 5. He's number 5.
I want to see him face Khabib.
You want to see him fight Khabib?
That's what I want to see.
Well, he's fighting RDA for UFC 267. UFC 267 in October. So
listen, man. I'm chomping at the bit here. I love RDA, and I don't want this to get twisted. RDA is a legend. He's kind of washed up, in my opinion. Every time I've seen his last 5 fights, 2 of them have been good. 3 of them have not. And I don't know. I just feel like, we talk about this a lot on here, right?
Right.
Where the old school guy, Carlos Condit, as much as DZAN and I both love Carlos Condit, he could never face a modern fighter today. He could not do it. He would get smoked. And that's because the game has passed him by, because he didn't evolve with the rest of it. John Jones did. John Jones evolved. I think it's just a matter of Carlos taking too much time off. And so he didn't feel that he needed to evolve, probably.
Right.
But RDA, I feel, is one of those fighters that didn't evolve to the level he did evolve. but I don't think he evolved to the level of the modern fighter. And I
Right,
say the
right,
modern
right,
fighter, I'm
right.
talking about Khabib Nurmagomedov, Islam Makhachev,
Even your
Izzy,
Usmans, your Colbys, your
Kamaru Usman,
yeah, yeah.
Colby to a degree. Yep.
Chiesa, Edwards. He lost to all those guys. He lost to them.
Right.
You know, and I totally see what you mean. Yeah.
Yeah. So that's where as soon as I saw that come up, that it was RDA, I'm like,
It's a name. That's what it is.
Yeah. Absolutely.
It's not a push.
And for Islam, 100% the right move, because in my opinion, this is a freebie.
It is a freebie, and that's why I'm frustrated, because we struggle with this every fucking time with Islam. We know he's great. We know he's elite.
Right.
And
because
we've
and
been
I
saying
both talk about him and shit.
And Habib?
No. The guy Habib and him aren't getting along.
Tony Ferguson?
No. Oh shit! Come on, DZAN. Help me, man.
Islam. Oh, are you talking about
It starts with a K.
Hamzat?
Khamzat.
Yeah, Hamzat. Okay.
Yeah, same thing.
Yeah.
When he was on that rise, we both talked about that a lot.
Right.
You know, he hasn't faced that guy yet.
Right. I know you and I have said Islam deserves to be in the top 10. He deserves to be in that top
100%.
5 even now. But now I think that they're giving it to him in the wrong way. Yes, he does deserve that spot, but now is the time to give him competition that is on his fucking level. Look at the top 5. I know it's filled with murderers. Look, Michael Chandler and Gagey, they're going to fight. You got Tony or Beneil Dariush. I want to see him with Beneil Dariush.
Yes,
that will test him.
The fight to me.
That's the fight. That's the fight to test him.
Right.
Give him Beneil Dariush, who's number 4. He's right under Islam. Give him Beneil Dariush, because the only other person left was Dustin Poirier.
But the UFC's not going to do it. They're doing the same thing with him that they did with
Hamzat.
They're still doing with Sugar Sean O'Malley.
Oh, okay. Yes. Yeah.
That is starting to piss me off.
Yeah, because now they're trying to give them names instead of that top, because I guarantee you RDA right now is number 8. If he beats RDA, do you think that he's going to stay at number 5, or do you think they're going to move him down to 4 or 3 now? I think they're going to move him down to 4 or 3.
100%.
And to me, it will not feel right. Again, I think the man deserves it, but he needs to earn it now.
Yes.
He's earned it up until this
point.
point.
Keep protecting these guys, man.
Exactly.
I don't like that.
Exactly.
You know, I understand the philosophy. And listen, let's not, we don't have to pretend that this is something that it's not.
Right.
The fact of the matter is that what the UFC is doing is they're protecting their fighters.
It's a business, right?
It's a business, and they're trying to grow more superstars, because it's been very Conor, John Jones heavy.
Right.
The problem with that is that the people that really pay the bills for the UFC are people like you and I.
Exactly.
And we're the ones that we don't want to see some bullshit because it's a name.
Right.
Even though he's past his prime.
Right.
They don't care about the fact it's a name that's synonymous with upper echelon, but you're talking about 5 or 6 years ago, upper echelon RDA.
Yep.
He's not that same fighter anymore, but he still has a name. So the UFC says, that's what we need to do, because we need to keep this guy clean until he gets to that title shot.
Right.
I understand what they're doing. It's easy to see what they're doing.
And you know, it looks good on Islam's record, right? At the end of the day, too. I
disagree with what they're doing, because
me too.
That's not what this was about. You know, and we talked about this before. I think when we talked about Khamzat in regards to Conor, you know, Conor was never protected.
Yeah,
Conor
never.
Killers.
They fed him dogs like real.
But the thing is, though, is that is a big part of the reason why Conor became a superstar, is because he was fucking murdering murderers. And
they asked him every time, who's next? Any of them can get it. They're all gonna get it. Like, absolutely. Yeah. And they did this with Izzy,
with Sean, and they're not doing that with Khamzat, and they're not doing it with Islam, and I don't like it.
Yeah. They did it with Izzy too, with Anderson Silva, but it felt like it made more sense at that time because Anderson Silva was still ranked a little higher at that point, and it was a little logged up with the championship between Whitaker at that time. So it made sense at that time to do it. But I don't like this to continue happening.
No, at some point you're going to have to throw caution to the wind.
Yeah.
But I think there's a gaping difference between the Spider and RDA.
Oh yeah.
Spider
Of course.
is, for a long time was considered the GOAT.
The greatest, yeah.
I mean, RDA
still to most people
considered the GOAT.
Right.
By anybody's calculations, unless you're Brazilian, So, and I don't speak Portuguese. So.
Right.
Anyway.
That's what I have for MMA. Do you have anything else for MMA?
That was frustrating. No, that I'm good. But when I saw that, I was not very pleased.
So now, since we do have the pay-per-view coming up,
and I talked to DZAN. I don't know if you guys ever watched the Pat McAfee podcast, but Dana was on there. Epic interview. If you guys haven't seen that, check it out. Dana White being on Pat McAfee podcast. Worth the price of admission for sure.
Yes, 100%.
The commercials that they run, I mean, I don't know how many subscribers they got, a lot. They got a lot of commercials that run on that channel, but that's why you stay with us, though. Commercial free.
That's right. To get your fucking content right here.
Yeah, it's commercial free, and it was our choice.
All right. Hey, before we move on to UFC 265 picks,
some bullshit.
We need to pause it real quick. We'll be right back, guys.
Hang on 1 second, guys. We're professionals here, so we know what we're doing.
Yeah, we got this, guys. Chill out. All right, it's the moment you've been waiting for, guys. UFC 265 is tomorrow.
No, wait.
What?
We got to get behind the scenes, man.
All right, look.
We forgot to make our picks.
We totally forgot to do our picks. We completely
whiffed on it. Completely missed our picks.
So we just made them.
Now, again, this will be out Friday, but it's being recorded on Wednesday. So we don't know. This happened last week. We made our picks on Saturday and still lost a fight.
Right. In the fight card. Yeah.
And by the way, we both went 2-2 last week. Still 500. Yeah. All right. I got mine pulled up. You ready?
I'm ready, man. Song Yadong versus Casey Kenny. Who you got, Dirty?
Listen, I'm a musician. I mean, that sounds like a song.
Of course, you got Song Yadong. Yeah, of course.
Hey, I'm going to write a riff right now.
Oh, God.
Song Yadong.
I second that.
All
I
right.
think Song Yadong will get it done as well. I got Song Yadong. Tisha Torres, Angela Hill.
Listen,
little tougher to choose.
It's definitely a much tougher fight to pick. Angela Hill looked pretty good in her last fight. The prior two fights, she did not. I'm out. I need to see more from her first. So I'm going to go Tisha Torres.
And everybody knows, I believe Angela Hill has the worst voice in MMA. I take that back. Second, Amanda Hebus is number one.
No, I love Amanda Hebus. Don't say that. I love her.
I don't. And if I wasn't sick, I'd do her voice.
Alone.
Tisha Torres, you want to give her a loan? How much?
Get her a loan.
Yes. Tisha Torres, I got Tisha Torres as well. Who you got? This one, difficult. Vicente Luque, Michael Chiesa.
Impossible.
Who you got?
Impossible to predict. Listen, bettors stay away from this fight. I still don't know.
I know, right? It's tough.
I'm going to go Michael Chiesa.
Okay.
I'm not very confident in my pick, but I'm going to go Chiesa.
He's going Michael Chiesa.
Listen, man, Vicente Luque. He lost to Wonder Boy, but he's so dangerous. And those kicks, body shots and head kicks, and his kicks, his legs are so heavy. But But Michael Chiesa, if he gets it to the ground, it's probably going to be a wrap. And so I'm going to go ahead and go with him.
Yeah, off camera I went Michael, but I just changed my mind. I'm going Vicente because I think the striking might be a little too much.
A problem. It's a problem for Chiesa for sure.
I want Michael to win, and I told you guys like 3 weeks ago I'm going to stop going with my heart, and I start going with my head, and I think I'm going to go Vicente Luque on this one. I'm going to go Luque.
Speaking of betting, I'm going to interrupt this for 1 second. There's a bet out there right now that if you aren't jumping on, you're a fool. You're a fool. The line for Najee Harris, who is the Steelers' first round draft pick, is a running back. And it's because of last year's problems, and I get that. But the line is 990 yards. In an 18-week season? Come on, man.
Come on.
Dude, put your fucking house on that one. I'm telling you, put your fucking house on that bet. I mean, I can't believe that bet is out there.
Yeah.
And it's still out there. Amazing. There's no way he doesn't get at least 1,300 yards. No way.
Sounds like an easy one. Sounds like an easy one.
All right. Oh, this is like the last fight.
Yeah, this one's the toughest I think to choose.
Fight. Do
you want me to start? Listen, I think I'm going with Jose Aldo. I think Jose Aldo is going to do it. These are two G's, and I know Pedro is one hell of a knockout artist as well, and Jose's been knocked out for sure. But I think Jose's going to do it. I think Jose's going to do it.
Out twice. Yeah. I gotta go with Pedro.
Okay.
Before, when we were talking off camera about our picks, I picked him.
Yeah.
And then I started having a change of heart, but I just don't like this version of Jose anymore. This is another guy that I just feel wasn't able to, and just because of age, it's not a knock on him, and he's a fucking legend, man. But I think the game's passed him by.
I don't know, man. I'm thinking the opposite, Dirty. I think he caught a second win in the bantamweight division. That's where I'm at.
Well, we'll see.
Not nothing like the first win.
It's a pick 'em fight.
Nothing like the first win.
Whether you get it right or get it wrong, it's not an accomplishment or a defeat.
I'm very excited for this fight for sure, though. It's going to be a really good fight.
It's going to be a war.
Yeah, for sure.
I mean, when's the last time you've seen a Jose Aldo fight that wasn't a war?
Right, exactly. Let me tell you, mate. All right. Derek Lewis, Cyril Gane, the new main event, because Amanda Nunes is out. The interim heavyweight title. You can see I'm pissed. Who do you got and how? Do you want me to go first?
Yeah.
Or do you got this? All right, I'll go first.
My heart is fucking me up.
Listen, the Black Beast.
You guys know when we did our top 10 favorites, Derek Lewis was in my top 10. I love him. I love what he did during that hurricane for his community.
Yeah.
He's fucking hilarious. He's a walking soundbite. I got to take a shit. My balls are sweaty.
Yes, exactly. Yeah.
He's just so much fun, and he's so good for the UFC.
And they're in Houston.
And
they're in his hometown. He's never lost in Houston.
Cyril Gane has got a lot of momentum.
Cyril Gane's going up against the toughest opponent that he has gone against yet.
100%.
Yep.
Yeah.
For sure.
Okay, you know what? Listen, I honestly don't think this is my heart. I need to see Cyril Gane beat somebody. He needs to beat a Derek Lewis. before I'm ready to commit to him. So I'm gonna stay with the OG.
All right, and that's respectable.
And listen,
It's definitely respectable
the
because Derek
UFC,
Lewis.
but the UFC though, even on their website, are currently, it's Wednesday. They're currently have the odds as -350 for Cyril Gane favorite.
Yep,
That's a huge
favorite. That's a huge favorite. And
especially
granted,
you're fighting
they do that.
Derek
They do that a
Lewis.
lot, but they do that a lot for undefeated fighters. They do that a lot for undefeated fighters, where it looks a little unfair no matter who they're up against because they've never lost. We've seen that a couple times.
Yeah. Well,
I don't know. We'll see. But look, I got Cyril Gane. I do have Cyril Gane. I think that he is the more mixed martial artist here. He's not the heavier puncher, 100%, but he is more
got a lot of
technical.
power, though.
He's way more technical. Those legs
listen,
are
these
the
guys
best
are big
legs in the
boys.
division.
These
Yeah,
guys
of
are
course.
big boys. So no matter
Look,
what, if you're at this level, you got knockout power.
When you think Cyril Gane, you think Muay Thai fighter. He went 13-0 in Muay Thai. The motherfucker has submissions too. He's got ground game too. Now, Dirty, I'm sorry, I started already, but give me the means. How is Derek Lewis going to win?
Oh, well, Derek struggles with his gas tank sometimes.
Yeah.
So I don't have a choice. If I'm picking Derek Lewis, I'm going to have to pick a knockout. I don't feel comfortable with this pick, man.
Well, see, let me make you feel a little more comfortable because the stat came out yesterday. Derek Lewis has, in all of his fights, he's knocked out every single one of his wins. He's knocked out every single one of his opponents, or he's gotten that once. I think he has one submission, and then he's either submitted it or knocked out every single one of his opponents, once or twice.
Oh,
so
yeah.
he's
I'm
never
aware of that.
never ever gone the distance unless it was a loss, right?
It's because of his tank, though. I mean, that's a
right.
Because usually when he loses a fight, it's 100% due to his tank.
Right.
Now, I will say the last couple of fights that he's fought, though, his cardio's definitely picked up.
It's definitely gotten better. Yeah.
You
And he
tell
said that he hates them too. I hate these 5-round fights.
Yeah. Okay, I'm gonna go third round knockout.
Third round knockout. All right, I got Cyril Gane, third round submission.
Second round.
Okay.
Second round knockout.
Second round knockout. I have a third round submission, Cyril Gane. I think that Cyril Gane, I think it's going to be. Did you switch it back to third round? Okay.
I don't know,
all right,
man. I hate this. I hate picking my favorite fighters. I hate it.
All right, Derek, third round knockout, and I see Cyril getting a third round submission.
If you're wondering why we pick it, it's because we get an extra point.
Right.
Picking the correct means and round. So
yeah. Now I see Cyril having a very tough first round. But if he makes it to round 2, he is going to start picking Derek apart, and I think he'll be able to take it to the ground. Derek might get up, then in the third round, take it back to the ground when he's a little more tired and get a submission. That's what I see Cyril Gane winning by submission third round. But it's going to be good. It's going to be a good fight. Now, speaking about my people over there on socials, it will be a little late this weekend with some of the fights. But nevertheless, we will be posting at the ends of each of these fights. So for those people over there on Instagram and Twitter, so keep an eye out for that, Dirty and DZAN.
If you do want to know.
If you do want to know, stay posted.
Yeah, as a matter of fact,
posted.
guys, not everybody can swing the $80 or $70, whatever.
Right.
So if you want to know before anybody else, just follow us because he posts them.
We post them immediately as soon as it happens. We post it. So if you guys want to stay up to date and
in the know, yeah,
right. So yeah, there's that. That's all I have for MMA people. It's time to move on to some music. If Dirty, you're ready to move on to some music. We got some shit to talk about, Dirty.
Can I do it?
Should we take a little break?
Can I do it?
Oh, please.
Okay, you know what? All right, hang on one second, guys. We'll be right back. Okay, guys, sorry about that.
All right. Let's get into some music.
Yeah, music. Heavy metal stuff out of the way here. Megadeth, first tour date, August 20th. It's in Texas. not coming to Florida just yet, but I will absolutely be hitting that for sure. Things permitting, but yeah, I'm really excited about that because we've got the same lineup from the Dystopia album from a few years ago, and it won a Grammy, and it was just a phenomenal album.
Oh, it was a dope album. I heard that one. That was the one I listened to.
It and
it was really good. Yeah,
it's a great album, and so I'm so excited because it's pretty much the same lineup, minus the bass player, but they don't count. Sorry, bass players, but you don't. Yeah, and then the other thing, I'm going to take some of the shine here this time.
Do it.
Nunes, new album, dropping, and we got a feature.
Yes. Dirty, you know about this. Eminem is featuring on. This is going to be the first official collaboration between Nas and Eminem.
It's
Dirty.
About damn time.
Shut the shit down. Today is Friday, August 6th. Shut the shit down, and you need to go react to that fucking song. Like now.
Could, man. I can't. I'm sorry. I can't. I have 13 PayPals. It's going to take me at least 2 weeks to get caught up with what I have right now. Impossible. I just don't have that kind of time, man. But we will absolutely be doing it. And as a matter of fact, I'm going to refuse a PayPal for it. Number one.
Okay.
Number two, it will be on full length weekend next month.
Oh, fuck yeah. There we go. Yeah. All right. Okay, we'll take that. That's a great consolation.
That one. I don't even want the PayPal for that one.
Beautiful.
That's something I gotta hear.
Yes. So it is King's Disease 2, which is the follow-up, obviously, from the last one that came out. And M's gonna be on the song EPMD 2, which, if you guys don't know who EPMD is,
I remember them.
They were the classic group from the late 80s, early 90s.
I remember them.
Boom, boom, bap shit. This is gonna be really fucking dope. I am beyond ecstatic, not only for the album, but for that fucking track. I've always wanted to hear Nas and M on a song because of how much Eminem sounded like Nas during Infinite in his early days. I'm fucking excited. Get off your fucking phone. What are you doing?
I'm listening.
Wow.
I was doing my
utter
impression.
Disrespect.
I was doing my impression of DZAN knows why I did it. I was doing my impression of the other guy. What the hell's his name on
Bisping's podcast? Yeah,
the guy's always on his fucking phone. Get off your fucking phone, dude. It's so fucking disrespectful, man. Stop doing it.
Luis Gomez, right? Louis
J. Gomez. That's
Louis J. Gomez.
Get off your fucking phone.
Get off your fucking phone.
God damn it.
All right, guys. We have an update to some rap beef. Can I get into rap beef, Dirty? Do I have your permission? All right.
Permission.
Here we go, guys. Okay,
I'm running the show here.
The last time, yeah, you are. You do run the show, Dirty. I just happen to talk more. That's
this is our show, baby.
But we all know who runs it. Come on. All right. So here's the update for you guys, okay? Last week, after the 2 tracks were released from Royce and Lupe Fiasco, right?
An update on this?
We have an update. Ooh. It's not a big update, but it's an update. A lot of shit shaking in the background. So after those 2 released, Royce and Joe Budden got on an IG Live. So for Dirty and those who don't know exactly who that might be, he was a member of the group Slaughterhouse. Do you know Slaughterhouse? One of the best rap groups of all time. It consisted of Royce da 5'9". Okay.
Yeah. So that, okay.
Yes. It was Royce, King Crooked, Joel Ortiz, and Joe Budden. Okay. They disbanded, and then a lot of shit happened. Joe is enemies of M now, or maybe not anymore now. I think they might be good now. I don't know. But Joe has never, been afraid to speak his mind or say whatever the fuck he wants. So, anyways, they were on an IG live with Lupe's homeboy and their, I guess you would say, mutual friend. His name is Mickey Fax, who's also a rapper. They went to discuss everything. And after Royce said that he appreciated the energy, but he felt like Lupe went a little too far. He said he didn't write like that because he didn't have that kind of, disdain for Lupe in his heart, right?
Mm-hmm.
After the IG live, Mickey Fax then released a song dissing Royce. And again, it was very personal. On another IG live session, Royce then voiced his concerns within his close rap group and a little pissed off that none of his guys did anything while he essentially was getting lyrically ganged up on. He mainly focused on his ex-rap group Slaughterhouse. Where's Crooked? Where's Joel? Just watching me get jumped on? Like if that was any of my loved ones, I would have already been rapping. I don't know. I'm just kind of hurt. Then we get an update from Crooked. Now, if you guys don't know, Crooked is also really big in YouTube, in socials. He's one of those rappers that, is constantly on and talks with his fans a lot. So Crooked, of course, responded back and, by saying, of course, he's Royce the fucking 5'9". He could kill them both in less than 5 minutes. He's doing so many positive things right now in Detroit, mental health initiatives. I want to see my brother focus on that. I don't want to see my brother focus on this beef shit, but he knows that if he really needs us, we're there no matter what. Now, after that, right, there was a lot of pleas to Royce to respond to Lupe's diss record. After a bunch of people were asking if he's going to respond, Royce says that he wanted this originally to be, a healthy competition between two lyricists. And he would like to see other MCs jump in to help pivot the narrative back. Because right now it's in a really not so good way. It's a little too personal right now. And he wants it to be going back to a healthy competition between two hungry lyricists. So we'll see what happens next. On the other side of that, we might be getting a Slaughterhouse reunion because there was a lot of phone calls this week in between the group members. And I think obviously because of this beef, but then also because King Crooked has been trying for the last couple of years to get the group back together. But ever since Revival and Joe Budden and Eminem have been butting heads, it was a lot harder to get the group back together. But now that time has happened, dust has settled, the water is getting a little more settled, shit might be happening. So much so that there was an album that was shelved about 7 or 8 years ago called Glass House. This was the reportedly last album from Slaughterhouse. Nobody got to hear. It was never released. Joe Budden and Royce the 5'9" both leaked some music from that album. Dirty, let me tell you, just the snippets we heard not only sounded amazing, but it sounded like it would be completely successful today. So I really fucking hope in my heart Slaughterhouse comes back, or at least we get the Glass House project. So something really good might come out of this beef at the end of the day. Even if we don't get another response, if we get Slaughterhouse back, I'll be fucking happy.
That would absolutely be dope. And I got to tell you, man, you delivered that story very well. This is an unfortunate thing that can happen in rap. It's just an unfortunate consequence of pushing the envelope.
Yeah.
But you need people to push the envelope. Otherwise it can get boring, so you want them to push it, but then,
right.
Unfortunately, sometimes when you push it, this is the kind of fallout that can take place. And that's what we're watching in real time right now. But
especially with the egos of these two lyricists, it's definitely.
We talked about this, just a little while ago about, egos and
right.
You got to have that.
Yeah. Yeah.
Otherwise, I mean, you don't think for 1 second that M's got his head can barely fit through the door.
Right.
Any of these guys, even Royce, Royce or Lupe even.
Yeah.
By a lot of people's standards, are the greatest living rappers there are.
Yeah.
So, they're going to have big heads, but that's part of the appeal, A, and then B, it's also how they can write the way they write and how they can where their bars come from.
Right.
They come from a place of confidence.
Yes.
You know, and if you don't have that level of confidence, I don't know what kind of bars you're getting out of them. So it's kind of a double-edged sword. You know, you want them to push because it makes for great art.
Oh, fuck yeah.
But then on the flip side, if you push it a little too far, this kind of thing can happen. And that's
exactly
an unfortunate reality.
A very unfortunate reality of it, right? Yeah, completely. On the other side of the beef, we have new beef cooking up between two people I'm sure Dirty has no fucking clue. Tory Lanez, who is usually an R&B guy. He doesn't rap too much. When he does, he's beefing with Joyner Lucas. But Tory Lanez was on Hot 97 last week, where he spit a freestyle over Cassidy's classic track, I'm a Hustler. Again, Cassidy's one of those rappers back in the day. In that freestyle, he said a couple of Cassidy's bars. And what he said, he was paying homage to the rapper on the track. Cassidy didn't find it paying homage. Cassidy didn't like it one bit. He immediately released a diss track titled Perjury, where he talked about Tory Lanez's legal troubles with the Megan Thee Stallion shooting, his lack of originality, and his receding hairline. He then did an interview to talk about why he felt disrespected. He said, if he was paying homage, I didn't see it in his little hand movements, in his gestures. To me, he was just biting me. Those bars, that's me. That voice, that's me. He ain't even following me on social media. Jesus Christ.
Oh my God.
So I felt disrespected. I understand he's a fan, but he looked up to me. Don't just shout me out once. What's that going to do? You take all my rhymes. You sound like me, but you don't ever call me for a feature. You don't invite me on tour. You can say you're inspired, but you're just ruining the art by taking mine.
Wow.
Maybe I don't listen to Tory Lanez enough, but I don't see it at all where he's trying to be like Cassidy at all.
Okay.
I think Cassidy might be Cassidy might be trying to reach up to get that relevance. Let me get back in there.
Gotcha.
But let me tell you, as legendary as Cassidy is, Tory Lanez will eat that man up and digest him. It will not be very hard. Tory Lanez almost took down Joyner. Let me tell you, I think Joyner won that one, but it was very fucking close. Tory Lanez is not to be fucked with. I know he's an R&B guy, but the motherfucker can rap and he can be lyrical too. You don't want to fuck with Tory Lanez. Joyner Lucas found that out by thinking he was just an R&B guy, and he found out real quick that he's not just an R&B guy. So I think it's fun, and I really want to hear a Tory Lanez response, because as far as I know, he hasn't responded back yet. So next week, hopefully, we'll be bringing an update about that one as well. All right, man.
It's very interesting.
I wanna spin the rumor mill again a little bit.
Spin.
Here we go. The legend Grandmaster Flash posted on social media that he was just chilling with Dr. Dre, and that Dre showed him an album that's going to, quote unquote, change the fucking game. Could this be Detox? Let me answer yes. Yes, it's fucking Detox, okay? And yes, it's fucking coming. I can feel it in my bones, in my heart. Back in 2004, when Eminem said, Detox is coming, we gonna make Dre do it, I believed Eminem. Don't make yourself a liar, Slim Shady. Let's hear that fucking Detox album. It's been too long. I'm ready for it.
Yes. And let me tell you something. If and when, or should I say when, that drops, it will be a very, very momentous occasion on Metal Biker Dude Reacts. Patreon channel, at least.
Yes.
We'll sneak something over on YouTube, whatever we can. But yeah, that will be a very, very momentous occasion.
Yeah.
I would love to hear that.
Yes, man.
100%.
I'm so excited. I get more and more excited the more I see these little leaks and things popping up, because they just don't happen unless it's about to happen. So I'm really excited. My ears are perked.
Too much pointing at.
Yeah.
Way
yeah.
too
With
much.
too many people dropping little hints and shit.
Yeah.
Too many.
And then the tweets and it just.
Yep.
There's too much going on.
Yep.
There, it's the old where there's smoke, there's fire, right?
Yes, exactly.
There's way
exactly.
Too much smoke for there not
for there not to be fire. Right.
To combust at some point.
All right. Then we had Logic this week, last week, drop another fucking album.
It's insane, man.
Bobby Tarantino 3. If you guys don't know, Bobby Tarantino, one of my favorite albums from Logic, Flexecution, 44 bars. Bobby Tarantino 2 with 44 more. And I think Midnight was also on that fucking album. Bobby Tarantino 3 was great. But Logic, I still feel like you're giving us some of these tracks that are a little phoned in, buddy. You give us really great content.
You saying that about the other one. Yeah.
Yeah. A couple of these tracks, I feel like he's challenging himself by setting a timer for 15 minutes and writing out a song and then doing that song in 15 more minutes and then having 15 minutes to mix it and then see what comes out in an hour.
Right.
I don't like it. He's one of those artists where you can absolutely tell when they're putting in the work, when they're not putting in the work.
Listen,
this man literally got himself into a beef with Joyner Lucas because of that reason. He phoned in his verse for the Tech 9 track featuring him and Joyner. Tech was disrespected. Joyner, who was, lobbying for Tech because of course Tech wasn't going to say that, jumped out there for him because of how disrespectful it was. And Logic, you're doing it again. If you're going to make a comeback, I want
the approach.
I want that Under Pressure Logic. Under Pressure is one of the top 10 classic hip hop albums of all time because his heart was in that. Nicki, one of my favorite fucking songs ever. Under Pressure, one of my favorite songs ever from Logic. That's what I want to hear. I want to hear you. I don't want to hear I rap, tap, bap, flap, cap. Don't give me that shit. Cat in the Hat raps.
That's
I don't like that.
80s shit.
Yeah, exactly. I don't like that shit. He can be very technical. He chooses not to, and it's very frustrating to me when you know the potential an artist has and they fuck it up, and you'll hear it and you'll know what pocket he can hit, and then you'll hear how lazy he is on it. I don't like it. With that being said,
let me say something about that.
Go ahead.
As far as songwriting goes, DZAN will tell you, I can write riffs all day long. I have a never-ending supply of riffs in my head. Okay, it would be so easy. I'm recording an album right now. Mm-hmm. I should say I'm still writing an album. I'm semi-recording an album.
Writing, right?
But it would be so easy for me to just rely on just riff over riff over riff and then just punch it in and call it a song. This is my last album and I'm putting everything I've got into this. I'm leaving no stone unturned, and that's how I'm treating this. That's why it's taking so long. At the end of it, I know that I'm going to look back on it with great pride because I did everything the right way, and I'm writing in the right way, I'm recording in the right way, and producing it in the right way, and mixing it and mastering. I'm leaving no stone unturned. I could sit here, I could turn my amp on right now, and I could play you 25 riffs. Yeah, and they would all sound really good. But they're not songs,
right?
They're riffs. So it's essentially the equivalent of writing the Cat in the Hat. I just play a riff and just loop it and let that loop over and over and over some drums and a bass guitar and call it a song. That's not songwriting.
Yeah.
And it's easy to do. And you could pump out 1 million songs doing it that way, but nobody's going to listen. So what's the point? If you're not affecting anybody with your art, then why are you doing
it? Exactly. Why are you doing it? Yeah.
So it's the same thing, man. You can't, this is art, man. Mm-hmm. this is something you have to treat with respect, let alone people like Tech-9 that are trying to fucking give you a platform. And just
and tell a story, and you're not bringing what to the table.
The agreement here, man.
When you're trying to get shine, why aren't you standing there in the spotlight? You're giving me bullshit. I 100% agree with that, and that's why he may deserve to be on a top 10 list if he put as much work into all of his albums that he did his first one, right? Because he does have that potential. And that's why, to me, he is the most frustrating rapper I've ever listened to, because he has the potential to be one of the greatest we've ever heard. I'm not kidding. He really fucking does. But he squanders that every fucking time on his projects, sometimes with just bullshit songs or songs that don't have any substance. And it just kills it for me. It kills it for me.
It's a shame, man.
I even like his songs that are really vibey, right? I'm not saying anything to those rappers that are about vibes and shit. That to me is substance in a different way. If it makes me feel a certain way, then I'm with it, right? But it's different. Let's move on, right? Let's move on. Singles of the week, people. We got singles of the week.
What do we got?
The Motley Crue remix by my man, AK, The Real Ack. Killed it. Killed this Motley Crue remix, bringing it, making it his own. I fucking love it. If you guys have a sec, go check out I Am The Real Ack on YouTube and Motley Crue remix. This kid, this is what he got his shine on YouTube, doing the Panda remix. He would do these remixes of these rappers and hip-hop artists to show what he can do to it. This kid was 15, 16 years old doing this shit on YouTube. That's what made him popular. He's about to release his first debut album, and this is kind of part of the, rev up the hype train about it, right? Really dope fucking track. Go check out Motley Crue remix. Off of Logic's new album, Inside. One of the best tracks on the album. It's only a minute and fucking 34 seconds. It's only a minute and 34 seconds because it's literally only a verse and then a hook. I was hoping for more. I really fucking hate that. Yeah. But it still deserves to be on the singles of the week because of how amazing of a track it is. Logic, Inside. Then the last
I don't remember what album it was, but I just did one within the past 2 or 3 weeks. It was
Applying Pressure, right?
Was that it?
I think so, yeah, right?
Well,
or was it? No, the off season.
There was a particular song. Maybe it was the off season.
I think the off season. I think it was Applying Pressure.
Maybe it was.
I think so because I got frustrated.
Yeah, I remember like, man, why isn't this long?
It's like a minute and something, and you're like, come on.
I think you're right. I think that is what it was. Yeah.
The off season had not a couple of them, but they had short tracks. But that one in particular felt like there should have been more.
Applying Pressure was. Right.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
So, Inside, and then the last single of the week, Jack Harlow and Pooh Shiesty, SUVs, Black on Black. If you want a fucking vibe, there's your vibe for the week. Black on Black, SUVs. That's a dope ass track. Jack Harlow is getting up there for me, man. He's becoming one of my favorites of these new kids. He's really great, man. He's really great.
Right on.
I only don't like him because now my wife, I showed her a song. He's like, oh, he's attractive. All right, we're turning this shit off. All right, that's done. All right. That's all I had for the singles of the week, Dirty. What else you got?
That's it. We covered the Megadeth tour and Nas. I wanted to get those in there, but that's I think we're good, brother.
That's all we got, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you so much. We will see you next week for episode 19. Peace out.